Elara poured a perfect latte art swan for Mr. Hayes from the accounting firm. Another morning rush conquered. Her little coffee cart, Brew and Bloom, was thriving. She'd poured her heart, soul, and savings into it, and the square buzzed with the aroma of her expertly brewed coffee. Life was good, if relentlessly busy. Then Julian started coming around. He wasn't like the usual grab-and-go crowd. He'd linger, commenting on the beans, asking about her brewing methods, engaging her in witty banter. He was undeniably handsome, with kind eyes and a smile that could melt even the iciest winter morning. And he appreciated good coffee, really appreciated it. "This Ethiopian Yirgacheffe," he said one day, swirling the dark liquid in his cup, "it's got notes of jasmine and apricot, but you've coaxed out a subtle hint of bergamot I haven't encountered before." Impressive, Elara. Elara, usually unflappable, found herself blushing. "Thanks, Julian. We pride ourselves on sourcing the best." He became a regular, not just for the coffee, but for the conversations. They talked about everything: her dreams of expanding her business, his travels for work, the best hidden gems in the city's culinary scene. Isabel, always practical, raised an eyebrow. "He's smooth, Elara. Be careful." But Elara was already captivated. Julian was intelligent, engaging, and made her feel seen in a way she hadn't experienced before. He even started leaving little notes with his orders, recommendations for books, articles he thought she'd enjoy, a sketch of her cart he'd done on a napkin. It felt special. One rainy afternoon, Julian confessed, "Elara, I have to be honest, I come here for the coffee, yes, but mostly because I love talking to you." Her heart fluttered. "Me too, Julian." He hesitated, then continued, "I'm reviewing a new restaurant downtown tonight. Would you, maybe, want to join me? Not as a date, exactly, more as someone with excellent taste in beverages advising me on food pairings." He chuckled nervously. Elara, her cheeks flushed with excitement, agreed instantly. The restaurant was upscale and elegant, a far cry from her bustling coffee cart. Julian was charming and attentive, the conversation flowed easily, and the food was predictably delicious. Later, walking back to the square under the twinkling city lights, Julian took her hand. It felt natural, right? As they stood outside her cart, ready to say goodnight, he leaned in. "Elara," he murmured, his voice low, "I." Just then, his phone rang. He pulled it out, his expression changing subtly. He answered, his tone becoming brisk and professional. "Yes, Marcus." "Yes, the review's almost done." "No, I can't make it back to the office tonight." "Right, see you tomorrow." He hung up, a shadow passing over his face. "Sorry, that was my editor. Work stuff." His usual easy smile seemed a little strained. The next morning, Julian wasn't at the coffee cart. Nor the day after. Elara felt a strange sense of unease. She tried to dismiss it as work keeping him busy, but a nagging feeling persisted. That evening, Isabel was helping Elara close up the cart. "Remember that food critic guy?" Isabel asked, wiping down the counter. "Julian? I think I saw him. With another woman. At that fancy Italian place near here." Elara's stomach dropped. Are you sure? Pretty sure. It looked like him. And she was definitely not just a work colleague. The next few days were agonizing. Elara served coffee with a forced smile, her mind racing. Finally, unable to bear the uncertainty, she decided to look up Julian online. It wasn't hard to find him. Julian Vance, acclaimed food critic, with a prominent online profile. She scrolled through articles, reviews, interviews, and stumbled upon a feature in a lifestyle magazine. There he was, Julian Vance, smiling warmly, next to a beautiful woman, their arms linked. The caption read, "Julian Vance and his fiancée, renowned architect, Victoria Sterling, discuss their upcoming wedding and dream kitchen renovations." The world seemed to tilt. Fiancé, wedding. It hit Elara like a punch to the gut. All the little notes, the lingering conversations, the hand-holding. It had all been a deception. Pain mixed with anger surged through her. She felt foolish, naive. He had played her, used her attention, perhaps even for inspiration for his work, while planning a future with someone else. Isabel put a comforting hand on her shoulder. "Bastard," she muttered. "What are you going to do?" Elara took a deep breath. "Something." The next morning, Elara arrived at the square earlier than usual. She brewed a pot of her strongest, darkest roast. When Julian finally appeared, looking slightly hesitant as he approached her cart, she was ready. "Julian," she said, her voice surprisingly steady. She poured him a coffee, her movements precise and deliberate. "Your usual Yirgachev, with that subtle hint of bergamot you appreciate so much." He took the cup, relief flickering in his eyes. "Elara, I..." She cut him off, handing him a small, neatly printed card. "My newest blend, Bitter Truth. It's made with dark roasted beans, guaranteed to leave a lasting impression. You might want to review it for your next column." Julian looked down at the card, his face paling as he read the satirical description of the Bitter Truth blend, a blend of deception, hidden agendas, and a lingering aftertaste of regret. He looked up at her, shame and understanding in his eyes. "Elara, I messed up. I'm so sorry." "Sorry isn't going to cut it, Julian," she said, meeting his gaze directly. "But this coffee might. Enjoy." He stood there, holding the Bitter Truth, the aroma of betrayal and burnt opportunities hanging in the air. Elara turned away, serving the next customer with a newfound strength in her hands. She might have been momentarily charmed by Julian's words, but she was a businesswoman, a barista extraordinaire, and she was not going to let a fleeting, deceptive connection diminish her shine. Her coffee cart, Brew and Bloom, would continue to thrive, serving up delicious brews and a healthy dose of self-respect, one cup at a time. And Julian Vance? He was just another customer, albeit one who now knew the bitter truth of her resilience. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next video.